once you run the R script, you should get these outputs in the same folder as your inputs. So you should get a neg-ID fin, retention time EICs, drift time EICs, MS1s, and the P-formula MS1s. Once you get these 5 files, then you can upload them into the visualizer for visualization purposes. In order to do that, you go back to your FluoroMatch IM software folder and go into the visualizer. In order to get the visualizer, you have to download Power BI desktop version. It's free. You can get it on Microsoft, and it's in the manual. The link to get it. And so once you open up the visualizer, the only thing you have to do is load in your data. So to load in your data, you're going to go to Data, Data Source Settings, and then you're going to have a couple of tables that are not from your outputs, that are just template files, that are background files that you'll need, that come with FluoroMatch IM. So in order to get these, go into the folder called FluoroMatch IM, and then in your folder, and then template files. And so the Kaufman is like the background ions for the Kaufman plots. This is in case you have MSMS data in the future using like the PNNL preprocessor. But since most people will not have MSMS data, you just use this template file as an empty file just so that it doesn't error. Also, statistics for the future, you'll potentially want them, but in this case, just get them from the templates file. You won't actually use these. So the PCA loadings _neb, just like all the other files, you look for the same name. So make sure to replace the same name and don't mess that one up. So let's go for the loadings. And the scores. So those are the template files, and now the remaining 5 files are going to be from your outputs. So make sure to grab those from your outputs. Again, you might forget what the name is, and then look back. Okay, it's drift time EICs. There's drift time and retention time EICs, to make sure not to confuse them. Note that you'll always have to change these files, the ones that are from your outputs, because obviously they'll differ depending on your data set. But the ones that you don't have to change, once you do this once, you can save a new Power BI version, and you'll never have to link these template files again unless they move on your computer or you get a new computer. So that just happens once, and now you click Apply Changes. While these are loading, if there's any errors, they're usually related to column headers, except for there's one error related to Kaufman plots that often occurs. If you see something related to Kaufman, just close that dialog and press Apply again, and it will fix itself. And so there, we loaded it in. You'll see the data change. If you don't see any data in here, it could be you have no CCS matches, or some of the filters were on from last time you saved. So you want to go to your score, and you can unselect all these scores if you want to show all of the possible features. We'll talk about how to use the Power BI file on a separate video, but that's just to show you if you're missing. You can also look at any of these filters, open them up in case you're not seeing anything. That's usually the issue, is a filter related issue.